Hey guys, are you looking to improve your English speaking skills? Today, let's talk about 10 tips that can help you with your overall fluency and speaking confidence in a conversation. If you use some or all of these suggestions, I hope that it's going to help you just overall improve your English speaking skills. Are you guys ready to learn about the tips? If so, then let's get into it. Okay, and number one is practice speaking every day, and even if it's just for a few minutes, you're really going to notice the big improvement on your English speaking skills. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will become, and if you're studying English, there's a big chance that you want to be able to speak to someone, so practicing every day is going to help you get there a little bit faster. Just like anything that you want to get better at, you have to practice at it. So, can you find a few minutes each day to get in some English speaking practice? By practicing a little each day, it's really going to help you build up that muscle of speaking, and just think back to anything that you've tried to do without any practice in the beginning. It's really difficult. You might be unsure of yourself, and you might not be able to express yourself in the way that you're used to in your native language. So really start building up this muscle of practicing a little English each day. If you are able to, try speaking with somebody in person, but you can also practice on your own by trying something like shadowing, for instance, which is where you're going to be copying a native English speaker to perfect your pronunciation by copying them. And this is going to lead us into the second step today, which is watch English TV shows, movies, or other video content to improve your English. And there's so much content out there that you're sure to be able to find something that you can use to help you improve your English. There's so much content out there, so you're sure to be able to find something that's going to be interesting for you to watch. You can use it to practice your listening by being able to hear natural sounding English in real situations. And you can also use it to practice your shadowing, which is something that I mentioned in the first tip. I know a friend from Japan who has never been a big studier, but she really loves movies, and so what she would do is pick out phrases and vocabulary, different scenes that she really enjoyed, practice that English over and over, and then go outside and try it as soon as possible to reinforce it for herself. Another good thing about watching TV shows or movies is that you can control the pace, you can pause, you can go back, repeat similar scenes over and over. It's really up to you. For example, how about start by listening the first time with subtitles. Then what you can do is go back over that same scene and the second time, do it without subtitles, see how much you're able to pick up, and see if there's any new things that you can pick up now, and then you can go through it a third time to reinforce what you heard in those first two sittings. Just make sure that whatever content you choose, it is something that's interesting, because you don't want to get bored of it, as you are going to be using it over and over and often. The next thing that you can do is read books, newspaper, or blog posts in English so that you can improve your vocabulary and grammar. Reading can be a great way to improve your English, because the way that we write things down is very different from the way that we speak it out loud. But reading is a good way to see how we put phrases and different grammar structure together. You can also practice reading out loud to work on your pronunciation and fluency as well. So to work on your fluency, how about try to find something that's a little below your level to start, and then practice reading it out loud. The more that you do it, the more comfortable you will become, and then you can always increase the level little by little as you get better at it. And reading is also a very good way to learn new vocabulary and new phrases that you can take into the real world when you have the chance. The fourth thing that you can do is join a conversation group or find an English language exchange partner to practice speaking. This is something that you can do in person or online. Try to find a group that meets regularly. Also, try to think of groups that have similar interests to you, because you want to be able to participate regularly in something that interests you so that you can keep up with it. If you're doing something online, see if you can find a group that posts often enough that you can check in, leave a couple of sentences with your opinion, and do it regularly. And these conversation groups can be spoken and they can be written as well. Just being able to express yourself in English with a lot of different people is going to make big improvements in your English. The fifth thing that you can do is record yourself speaking and then play it back and see where you made mistakes and see where you can get better. And you can use a phone or any device that is able to let you record. In the section about reading that we talked about earlier, how about you use that to record yourself reading out loud? And if you have a recording that you can match yourself against, that would be even better. Then you can see how your fluency and pronunciation matches a native speaker. The important thing here is to find the areas that you're having trouble with and then pinpoint and work on those. Recording yourself is also another great way that you can control the pace while working on your fluency. Next, practice your pronunciation by focusing on different words and phrases regularly. If there are words or sounds that you find difficult, practicing your pronunciation is going to be a big boost to the way you can improve your English language skills. Pronunciation practice is not about losing an accent, but it's just about being understood in English. If two people having a conversation aren't able to understand each other, then you're not having a good conversation. When you come across something that you're having trouble pronouncing, see if you can find the correct pronunciation for that, model yourself after it, and see if you can improve from there. If you have a teacher or a friend that can check you and give you any help with your pronunciation, that would be great. Next, use language learning apps and online resources to supplement your learning. If you're learning on your own, English learning apps can be a great way to have a little fun while you're studying. A couple that I've used in the past are Duolingo and Fluent. I don't think they should be the main focus of your study, but they are a way to give you a little fun way to have some English interaction when you have free time. I really like Fluent because it does have the English language content over real videos, for example, movies, TV shows, other YouTube content that you'll be able to see anywhere else. It also has different levels of content for the different levels of English, which makes it really interesting. The next thing that you can do is set specific goals and then track your English improvement over time. First, decide on what you want to learn and why you want to learn it. If you're studying for an exam, the type of study that you do is going to be very different from what you do when you're practicing for your fluency or your pronunciation. Whatever goal you have, make sure it's a realistic one for you. Don't try to go from zero English to fluent in a matter of a few months. It's just not possible. English is something that does take a lot of time, so just like anything else that you are doing, set a goal, monitor it, see your progress over time, and I'm sure you'll improve. Number 9 is don't be afraid to make mistakes in English. It's a natural part of learning. I always start each new student's lesson off by telling them that it's okay to make mistakes in English. English isn't your first language, so you shouldn't expect to be perfect. Even as a native speaker, I make a lot of mistakes in English, and you should expect to make some mistakes as well. The key is to use the mistakes that you do make to get better and improve little by little over time. Just make sure that you do learn from the mistakes, because what you don't want to be doing is doing the same mistake over and over again. The last tip today is to stay motivated and consistent over time, and you should be sure to see some results. It's very easy to lose interest in something, especially something that's not very easy to do. So try to find ways to make English learning fun. You won't be fluent overnight, but focus on the improvements that you do make and take the time to celebrate the little wins that you have. Did you finally get that pronunciation down? Or remember that vocabulary or phrase that you're trying hard to learn? Give yourself a pat on the back. Also, it's okay to take breaks from your learning from time to time to refresh, recharge your batteries, and you can always get back into learning when you're ready. I hope these 10 tips help you start thinking about ways that you can go about improving your English. Also, if you've made it this far and you're interested in learning more English with me, how about check out this video that's going to be popping up right here. Thank you so much for watching. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you.